Zathura.
Yeah, it's space
Zathura.
Jumanji.
I just need to. I want to just. Can I though?
He's
Just
having
go
an
ahead.
autism attack.
Go ahead.
I went into this movie expecting it to be garbage, okay? And I actually believe that it was pretty good.
There we go.
That's great. I'm glad to hear that. I was going to specifically say before we started our review, I wanted to check the temperature because I also went into this thinking, oh, this is going to be some shitty, like, you know, fucking early 2000s Nickelodeon, you know,
Nice.
kids thing. And I walked away being like, what the fuck? That was way better than it had any right to be.
This is your guys'
Yeah, that
issue
was
with
pretty much
reviewing
my thought.
movies. Why can't you just expect the movie to be good and then go from there?
Because then if it's bad, then it's even worse than you thought it was.
Well, if it's bad, if you go on a movie thinking it's bad, you're gonna give it a lower rating by default because you're looking for the
That's
negatives.
not true.
That's
You're
not true,
gonna, if
man.
you expect a movie to be bad, you're not gonna look for the good points of the movie.
If you think a movie's gonna be really bad, then your expectation can only go up from there.
I don't know, man.
You're
That's
gonna
not
it's
what
really
I-
gonna accentuate the good parts of the movie, and then we realize that there's a lot of those, and it's harder to, you know, keep looking at it that way. You know,
I
you're
don't
gonna,
know,
you're gonna
man.
be happy at your newfound appreciation.
I don't know. It's not how I think.
Yeah,
But
I
anyway.
didn't really have many expectations going into this movie. I thought it was just going to be some average, fucking kid schlock. But yeah, no, I didn't think it was bad at all. Actually, I enjoyed watching it.
Let's
The
go.
CG was surprisingly good in a lot of scenarios. I did not have much of a problem with that, actually.
Yeah.
The robots and the Zorgons looked weirdly good.
Right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they
Easy.
definitely used fucking practical effects. I'm pretty sure for the Zorgons in a few scenarios.
Yeah.
But
I couldn't.
yeah.
There were some scenes where I couldn't tell if the robot was like a costume or not.
I mean, costume or fucking like animatronic or like whatever puppet or whatever. I'm assuming that's what you meant by that, right?
Yeah, just like
Because I
it's
don't
real.
think it would have been a person inside the robot. It's
Why not?
Yeah.
well, because I
There are
would have.
mechanical parts in there, Tanner. What are you thinking?
Well-
cut him up.
No, I mean it would have made more sense for it to be an animatronic because then it could function more
I
like a
don't-
robot. And,
I don't think we can do that.
what do you mean you don't? Yes, you
I don't think
can.
we have the technology to make.
Chuck E.
like,
Cheese
robots
existed
like
at
that.
that time. Of course, we could have animatronics. What are you?
They
what are you
can't
talking
walk
about?
around.
You don't know that. Tanner just can't.
All right.
What are you talking about?
So,
Anyway.
Whoa, there's
Zathura,
cursing
guys.
in this movie?
Right? I was
I
shocked
mean,
by that.
Not really. I don't even remember what was the word that they said.
They
I
said
think
fuck
he-
like 4 times.
No.
Yeah. They
No,
called,
they
they
called
called
him like
him
a-
a dick.
Yeah,
No.
you called him a dick. I was like, what?
Right?
I mean,
I thought the betrayal of like the brothers' relationship was impressively realistic.
Yeah, I was about to say that too.
Honestly. And shout out to that dad. That's a good guy trying his best, you know?
Right? Right.
honestly,
I can't believe
However,
they were bitching about that house. That house was sweet.
right?
yeah, that house was
Fucking
really
awesome.
nice.
However, I will say, in terms of the brothers, the small one, his acting wasn't so good.
He is literally a child, Nico.
That
I
doesn't
think he-
excuse it.
Yes,
I
it
think
does.
he was acting like a child.
Yes, he was
the whole
acting
time.
like a child. I don't know what you're talking
His performance
about.
is pretty flat, I gotta say.
He's
I
a
think it was
literal
fine.
child, Nico.
Dylan, that doesn't fucking excuse it.
Why not?
I was gonna fucking actually compliment them on their acting. I think it was
Yeah.
very good.
I think you're just being a little too
Like, it
harsh.
didn't take me out of it at all.
I think you're a
I don't
little
know, Jackson,
whack
what
there,
are your
Nico.
thoughts on their acting?
I didn't really see too much about the acting. I didn't really care that much about it, to be honest. The older brother I thought was alright. I didn't really think anything notable about the younger one. The sister as well, I didn't really care that much. I thought her acting
You
was a
mean
little
Kristen
goofy.
Stewart?
Yeah, fucking Kristen Stewart. She was 14 years old when this movie
Dylan, you're not
was
supposed
made.
to fucking say that yet!
15, you
piece of
son of a
shit!
bitch!
That's not true. We looked it up. It was 14.
I
was
looked it up and it was
15.
15!
Whatever, man.
It was 14 because she was like around 15 when the movie came out, Jackson.
It could have been an early production, you don't know. It could have been speedy, quick. You
Why-
got no idea.
Why does
Dylan,
it
you
also
had to
matter?
Dax-
wait until Tanner called her fucking hot or something, and then we were
Hey,
supposed to say
I
that.
looked up her age for no
We
reason.
all did.
Dumbass.
Dax Shepard was 30 though, so that's fun.
Yeah.
The fucking little boy, he was 30. That really doesn't.
No, the
excuse-
astronaut,
The
idiot.
astronaut.
That's what I thought was actually pretty good. I enjoyed his acting. I thought he was pretty good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
same here.
Dude, they mentioned Smash Brothers.
They
They
did.
did? What?
Where?
That was crazy. They mentioned Smash Brothers. They had SpongeBob on the screen at one point.
Oh, right. Because
Very accurate reflection of our childhoods.
The little kid was like, Dad said we'd play Smash Brothers.
I actually laughed out loud at the line. I'm in 4th grade. I have a girlfriend.
When
I don't even remember them saying that. When did that?
When was that?
It's when he's like laying in his bed and I don't know. He's like, you never like play with me or whatever. He's like, you gotta grow up. I'm in 4th grade. I have a girlfriend.
I don't remember him saying the girlfriend.
I don't remember that either.
Yeah.
I'm amazed you guys didn't catch that one like I did.
Weird.
Tanner imagined it.
Tanner had a 4th grade.
Another thing I laughed at a lot was when the meteor shower started, and it broke the vase, and then the little kid just goes, "Grandma!"
Yeah. I gotta say, shocking the children did not instantly die during that scene.
Yeah, that meteor shower should have had them
supposed
fucked.
It's like Jumanji. You can't just die on the first roll. That would suck.
Do you think maybe it's possible the game it won't kill them? Like, it just gives the illusion of danger?
But it did kill the younger brother.
I mean, technically it didn't. Technically, the older brother killed the younger brother via wish.
Yeah.
From the game.
That's not the game's fault, man. You could do anything with that wish. He just decided to wish his brother out of existence. That's not the game's fault. That's like blaming the spoon for making people fat.
Yeah, I don't know about that one. In terms of the game, though, guys, and the whole universe here,
how
do you think that works exactly? Like,
What
is
do
it
you
just
mean?
like a pocket dimension or something that it accesses, and then, like, within that pocket dimension, like, the game is magical or something?
No,
That makes sense to me.
I mean, it's what it would make us assume, like, by the end, because they're like, oh yeah, none of it happened. And then, why the fuck would the bike fall from the sky?
Yeah, I think they got sent into actual space, guys. I think they got picked up. Their house, right? There's a big crater where their house used to be, and they're floating around in space.
I think it's more of like a time warp than anything. Like, everything just gets rewound back to, the original time, kind of like in Jumanji. So I think that's more along the lines of which it works.
But where'd the bike come from? Why'd the bike fall out of the sky if they weren't in space? Dylan, explain that!
The bike fell through the time warp blast.
I believe that the correct term that they use in the film is a time sphincter, Dylan.
I don't give a gosh darn what they used in the movie. We're in real life right now. Yeah, but I remember watching this movie all the time when I was a kid. I don't remember... I think this was a Disney... I think it was a Disney production. I honestly don't remember.
This is a Nickelodeon production.
Was it a Nickelodeon production?
Yeah.
But, yeah, I remember watching it a couple times. Really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed watching this alongside Jumanji. Same thing, around this time. Didn't really have that many complaints about the movie. I thought the graphics, the CGI, the puppeting, whatever you want to call it, was really, really good. I thought the acting overall was very good. I don't think this movie really lost its luster over time. Tanner looks like he has a question.
Yeah, I have a question for the class.
Oh, okay.
Kristen Stewart.
No. Personal preference. Zathura or Jumanji?
Jumanji.
I've never seen Jumanji, so it's just there.
Like the original Jumanji, or...
Yeah, we'll say the original.
Yeah, I would have to go with original Jumanji.
I think it's been too long since I've seen the original to really grade them fairly, Right now, I'm pretty high on Zathura, but I feel like the original Jumanji was pretty good. After all, it does have the late Steve Irwin in it, so...
What? Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm pretty sure, because Zathura, I'm almost sure came out after Jumanji, right? Do we have anybody?
Yes.
Yeah, I did.
Jumanji was like late 90s.
I think Zathura was just, trying to hop onto that trope, so just, not trying to replicate Jumanji, but definitely was trying to be in the same realm as it, but Jumanji definitely did it very, very well. But anyway...
They were made by the same writers, by the way.
Oh, shit.
Really?
Yeah, the same. There's a book for both of them by the same writer, and yeah.
Oh, okay.
Is that his deal?
He likes board games, man. What can I say?
He writes books about board games that transport people to other books. I think
we gotta get the fantasy one.
Yeah, I will say, I think the board game stuff is done much better in this one, and I like that they're taken to a place instead of, like, stuff coming out of the thing and whatever. Like, I think I probably personally prefer this one to Jumanji.
Okay.
When it comes to, like, the board game stuff, I don't like that quite as much. Just because, like, I feel like... I don't know. I would have liked for them to, like, more physically, like, move the pieces and shit like that. I don't know. Something about the board game itself felt a bit undercooked. Like, we never really got, like, a great sense of progression for how far along they really were in it. I think that was, like, the biggest thing for me. I would have liked to see, like, a more zoomed-out shot of the board and how they were doing on it.
And to be honest, with the whole Jumanji stuff happening from the board, and then Zathura, the stuff happening around them, I'd definitely say that Zathura was more of an outside-in kind of thing, where everything that happened to them was a result of stuff happening outside, for maybe, like, the robot or something. But as far as Jumanji went, Jumanji didn't necessarily have things coming from the board. It was more like it would just change their immediate environment, almost.
Stuff came out of the board.
I don't really remember an instance in which something...
It had that swirling glass thing in the board, and that's where stuff would spring out of.
I definitely don't think that's how that went.
It didn't always happen like that.
It did
would happen.
It would, like, what would happen is, like, it would say, like, the glass ball would read something, and they'd read it, like, what does that mean? And then, like, they hear a bump in the room, like, the other room, and then they fucking open it, and, like, when it was the kids from the future was a lion in the fucking closet or whatever. Or, like, plants growing from their house, or some
I know Robin Williams specifically, like, sprang out of the board.
He actually didn't.
Yes, he did.
He didn't. I promise you he did not. Tanner, I don't know where you're getting stuff spraying out of the board in Jumanji. I promise you nothing came out of the board besides maybe
sure
like...
shit came out of the board.
I think that Robin Williams busted through the room in a big robot suit. They sprang out of that, Tanner.
Maybe we'll have to watch Jumanji next.
Anyway, back to Zathura. Why did the older brother want the astronaut gone so bad?
He's an asshole.
Because he's an authority figure. He's gonna challenge his authority, Tanner.
Yeah, like, Tanner, don't you remember being, like, the older kid in your house, and, like, you hated it when, you know, people weren't respecting your authority?
Maybe he saw himself in the astronaut.
Yeah.
Maybe it's an ego problem that only
I
certain
wonder why
people
that
have.
is.
No, that kid definitely has an ego problem.
Why did the astronaut have dog tags?
Because he's an astronaut.
He's been doing some crazy shit in those 15 years he was gone, or whatever it was.
I guess.
Yeah.
I think it's because once he got assimilated into the game made it more realistic for him to actually be an astronaut. Because, like, where did he get the spacesuit, too, you know?
From space.
I think
presumably how I picture it is that this is, like, its own, like, whole-ass universe where shit's constantly actually going on, you know? And so he was participating in some bullshit, like, this whole time. And the game was like, okay, yoink, you're coming back here now, pal.
Speaking of realism stuff with this movie, what's up with this space setting? Like, they can walk out and they're totally fine. The guy had to have, like, a full-on spacesuit. When he, like, came down from rescuing the brother, he looked like really out of breath, maybe. I don't know if he was, like, holding his breath or if he was just, like, exhausted by the act of rescuing him. And
I assume he was holding his breath.
I would assume that it was the act of rescuing, but...
So it's like if they walked off the deck, they wouldn't have that anymore, and that goes in, like, zero gravity? Are they in, like, a total protective bubble? Like, that's why they didn't get immediately vaporized the second they were anywhere even that close to the fucking sun?
I would imagine,
presumably there's some goofy space magic going on there.
Yeah. I think trying to be too realistic with this movie is what'll ruin it for you.
I think the Zorgon should have just gone after the sun they were just next to. I think the house is a lost cause. The sun would be way more powered.
I mean, the sun's already on fire,
though. Why the Zorgon's not created a Dyson sphere yet, exactly?
Zorgons are lame as hell.
What the hell was a Dyson sphere?
I think they're probably just a bit too stupid for that, to be honest, Nico.
Also, the whole point of the Zorgons is so goofy. They're using so much fucking fuel just running their stupid fleet of ships, and they're getting, like, practically nothing from what they're actually getting from the houses.
Yes, but they're still completing the goal in which they're set out to do, and that's to burn everything in the universe. It's
just a loss operation, man. It's just a loss operation.
That's what they want, though, man.
They want to die, Jackson.
They want to go extinct.
They just want to burn shit.
I will say, this movie moves at a fucking breakneck pace.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's going through scenes.
But I feel like that's what makes it engaging.
Fast.
Yeah, no, there never really was, like, a down part in the scene, or in the movie, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
So.
Plus, I think the part of the brother, like, making a wish about his brother was pretty good as well, especially like with the reveal.
Yeah. I thought
that was pretty well done.
I feel like Just one quick thing here, Tanner. I feel like at the end of the movie when he was holding the fucking football, there should have been like, like the little name fucking scribbled on it from like his wish, I feel like that would have been like a much better like sort of like tell the like, oh, it really did happen, rather than like the fucking bike falling from the sky,
The bike definitely felt a little forced.
The whole thing with that though is like, oh, what happened? Because he even said, like, little brother's like, what happened to your football? And he's like, oh, I guess it disappeared when the game went away. And
they could have not said that.
Yeah, I know.
They could have just cut that line.
I definitely didn't. I thought that was a poor choice on their part, but it's whatever at that point.
Tanner, about Kristen Stewart.
Yeah, I was gonna say somewhat along those lines. Why was she in the movie?
They needed.
She didn't really need to be in there.
They needed a sister, and they wanted her.
Actually, why did they need Kristen Stewart in this movie?
What did she do? Does she do anything?
No,
she got frozen. She explained one of the cards, I guess.
She saved the brothers from being eaten by the Zorgon by pushing a piano.
I guess that the reason that she's there is they need an excuse for like the dad to leave and for him to leave these kids there.
Oh, that would make sense. I can see that.
Yeah,
that might be fair. I feel like. Yeah, maybe, but like also he could just be like, yeah, I'm trusting you, older brother, to keep things locked down here.
They also could have done that.
Everybody knows, like in movies from that era, you need an irresponsible teenage sister that the parent trusts is going to be responsible, that needs to go to some kind of party or something and leave the kids at home.
Why did she fall in love with him so quickly? By the way, what's up with that?
She loves his dreamy
hunky,
eyes,
dude.
That's true. That's true.
And he saved her life.
Dire straits.
Big question, Tanner. Do you think she developed an incest thing after that?
Like a fetish for it?
Yeah.
Probably. I don't know. Probably. I just feel I don't know how you wouldn't after that kind of an event.
Yeah.
I think you'd question your dating life a little more closely there.
The only question she starts asking, are they related to me?
Yeah,
when does he turn 18?
I just looked up Kristen Stewart just to look at what she looks like now. She could pull off a really good Spider-Gwen.
Yeah.
This picture specifically, this one here.
Yeah, I could see it.
Yeah.
Tanner, do you find her attractive, by the way?
When she's 18, of course.
Yeah.
3 years after the movie.
I'm torn. I'm not totally sure. Something about her face looks a tiny bit off,
Mm-hmm.
You know what? Okay, Nico, this picture I just posted.
Yeah.
So like, crop out the hair in your mind's eye.
Uh-huh.
That is a bald Matt Watson right there.
I can kind of see it. Matt Watson's not a bad-looking dude, though. Come on.
That's
Matt
fair
Watson
enough.
from
Yeah.
Carwell, the British car YouTuber.
Yeah, that's the one.
Anyway, do we have any more thoughts on Zathura?
I don't think there's
so.
too much else now.
Radical.
Yeah.
Are we ready to rate it then?
I think
suppose so. Dylan, how'd you feel about Zathura, dude?
I thought this movie was pretty solid. I don't have any gripes against it. Let's go ahead and give it I'm just gonna give it an S. That's what I'm gonna give it.
Another S tier movie.
Okay.
Crazy.
That is pretty crazy, because I was personally also thinking an S, Dylan. That's
Let's
not
go!
true. That's not true.
Fuck you got me excited.
It's definitely not an S tier movie. I think I'll give it. Yeah, you know what? I'm thinking I'll give it a solid B. I think.
Whoa. Whoa.
Yeah. I'm feeling on the cusp of a B minus, but I think a B is solid for it.
Whoa.
Fancy say B minus, Nico, because I'm thinking a B minus.
Damn it.
I went past the cuff and I went to B minus.
Damn.
I'm gonna give this one an A.
Okay.
That top keeps getting a little more heavy with each passing day.
I believe it's still an A minus.
We just need to start watching worse movies.
This is a pretty high-ranked list of movies for this episode, though. This is an A minus for Zathura, so it's two A minuses and an A for today.